that is on satellite data repositories and online learning resources. We have seen that during last 2 days, there are many questions related to availability of satellite data for the teachers and students, and also the different type of learning resources from where they can learn this technology, and they can do some experiment with this satellite data for information extraction, or maybe some planning or some other purpose. So today we kept this session for your benefit. So what I'll be doing it, I'll be briefing you first about the basic concept of Geographical Information System, GIS. You may be knowing about it, but GIS is one of the most popular and emerging technology in parallel with information and communication technology, which is very, very important for development of spatial data, that is a location specific data, which is required for many development projects or activities done by government or maybe some private agency also. So today this will be my agenda. So first I will start the session on the overview of GIS technology. Then we'll understand different type of data which we require to build a GIS application. We'll also try to understand how we can introduce GIS in education, school education, especially which are the subject which are directly connected with GIS. That also I try to list out here. Then I will also discuss about some of the career opportunity in GIS, so that if you are aware of these opportunities, you can motivate your student to look into this as one of the career opportunities for their future. Then I will take you to the satellite data resources, because in GIS, satellite data is considered as one of the important source of data and information based on which we develop our GIS maps or GIS plans. So role of satellite data is very, very important. We will also try to understand what are the important organizations or agencies in the world those are offering satellite data free of cost, or sometime with some pricing to the user communities in the world. So my main focus will be on ISRO, because being a space agency of India, we also are providing a huge amount of satellite data in open public domain. And today I will introduce you with this data repository. We'll also understand the concept of active and online learning. You know that today we are conducting this course for you by using these online learning platforms. But these online learning platforms are becoming very, very important these days. And we have observed during last 2 years, during this COVID-19 pandemic, that the internet can be used as an effective platform for our training and education in any area. So ISRO is also using this technology or this communication platform since long time. So more than 14 years, we are using this platform for our online training or transferring the knowledge to the society. So today we'll discuss how further we can use it. And I will also try to introduce you with the different online training programs of ISRO, especially for the school students and school teachers, so that you can take the benefit of it. And I will also show you one live example of the one massive open online course that is called MOOC, available for the school student today. So you can see this, how the learners can take the benefit of it. Then I have also compiled a few slides on the different online learning resources in space educations, not only from ISRO, from other space agency also, what kind of programs are available, so how you can take the benefit of these programs, and you can join this program in online mode or in person mode as well. So there are many, many things. You may be knowing about one of the very popular program of ISRO called Yuvika. This is basically designed for school students. But this is one type of programs. But in addition to that, ISRO conduct many such programs for the school students, teacher and all. So that I will be discussing about it. And then what are the other online learning initiative that is called e-learning initiative of ISRO? That also I will try to explain you with some detail in this presentation. So let us start with the concept of GIS. So GIS is basically called as a geographical information system. And this is a well-known topic for the students or the teachers of the geography. They may be teaching it in their regular subject. It's basically gives you the information about place on the Earth's surface. So when I say the information about the place on the Earth's surface, that is basically your coordinates. We are talking about your coordinate, and these coordinates are referred or represented in the form of latitude, longitude, and altitude. And how we get this latitude and longitude, this is another important area. In general, you may be knowing that in this today's era, we are using a constellation of satellite that is called Global Satellite Navigation System, which is very, very important and which give you the location information of any object in the Earth's surface. So basically, the GIS is a science or technology which basically talk about the geographical objects, phenomena, and basically it gives you the information about these objects and phenomena. So it gives you the knowledge about what is available, where it is available, when it is available, or it was available, and when it will be available. So that means, so this kind of basic questions you can ask, and most importantly here, you have a important concept of time. Basically, GIS allows you to study any area or any geographical object with respect to time domain. Suppose you want to understand how the land cover or is changing in my locality during last 50 years or last 100 years. You want to understand this phenomena, so GIS can help you for this purpose. For example, you want to understand how cities are growing, how forest covers are changing in my locality. So you can take the satellite-based observations, and by using this satellite-based observation, you can integrate this data into GIS, and then you can get this information. And there are three important aspects of GIS. Sometimes we call it as a geographical information system when we deal with deal with the technology. So when we are dealing with the technology, then it is known as a system. When we are trying to study, or we are studying the concept and theory of geographical information, then it is known as a geographical information science. If you are using this technology or science in the societal context, then we also say it is a geographical information study. So these are the basic questions what GIS can answer. One is a location, second is a condition, third is a trend, pattern, and modeling. So location, already we have seen in the last slide that it is basically giving you the information about the object in Earth's surface. Condition, already I discussed about it. Another important point what you have to understand is a trend. Suppose you are having a satellite image or data in a temporal domain, that is in time series data is available with you, and then you want to know or you want to understand the changes happening on a particular locations. So this kind of trend analysis, what kind of trends are available in this locality or in my locality, if you want to know it about it, then GIS can help you. The important aspect of trend analysis is basically based on the historical trend, we can plan our future activities or future development activities for its effective or best utilization. Another important questions or capability of GIS is pattern recognitions. So pattern recognition is something like what kind of patterns are existing in the data. For example, suppose I am trying to study the rainfall patterns, and in the spatial domain, that is in the form of the maps, if I have the rainfall data as a map, that is a representation as a surface, then I can understand what is the trend of the rainfall in particular locality. So if this kind of trends are available, then it will be very, very useful for my many activities, including the agriculture. For example, suppose I want plan for a harvesting strategy for my locality, or if I want to understand what kind of agriculture I can grow here, so then this kind of patterns can help us. So pattern analysis or pattern recognition is one of the important capability of GIS. Another important capability of this technology is modeling. So since I have the data in the time series domain, so I am basically managing or storing the data for different years or maybe some different dates. So in that case, suppose I use this data and I apply some mathematics on this data, then I can model it or I can forecast, or I can tell the possibility in the futures. So for example, suppose I have the historical data of a city growth, how city is developing, how city is growing. And based on this, if I understand the trend and patterns in the city development, then I can model it after 30 years, after 50 years, what will be the shape of my city? If this kind of models or scientific plans are with me, then I can plan the infrastructure development activity as per the future requirements. What kind of future condition will be there, so I can make an effective plan. So in developed country, this kind of technology is used by the planners and decision makers for making the development plan of any locality and area. In India also, slowly we are seeing that our planners and decision makers are now orienting themselves, or maybe they are getting knowledge about this technology. And we have seen that in many programs, or many development program of government of India, now the GIS based plans are there. You talk about the road network development, you talk about the smart city development, you talk about the flexi program like Manrega, you talk about the many other important initiative of government. And we have seen that now the GIS based data is being prepared. So yesterday our scientific secretary has delivered a very interesting topic on how this remote sensing or satellite based technology are being used for the different societal applications, especially in the governance. But now in this lecture, what we are discussing is what is the technology behind it, how this kind of development programs are being developed, and how these programs are going to affect our day-to-day life. So modeling is very important. And we have seen in the GIS, especially for disaster management, or the understanding the behavior of the disasters, or sometimes the other natural developments. So that time, so this kind of modeling exercises are very important. So as I told you, in geospatial technology, basically it's an integration of many technologies, and these three technologies what are shown to you right now are global navigation satellite system. It is a constellation of satellite. It is launched in the space, and these satellites are basically used for getting the location information with respect to the coordinate of an object. So some of the popular example of these satellites are GPS, global positioning system. The signals of GPS are already available in your mobile phones. You must be using it, GPS signal, but you may be knowing that the GPS is a constellation of satellite launched by United States of America, and they are offering this service free of cost to the users of different worldwide users. But it is a proprietary solution of United States of America. Similarly, in India, we have our own navigation system called Indian Regional Navigation System called as NAVIC. And this NAVIC system is also operational. Here we have around 8 satellites in orbit. They are basically providing the location information about India and its neighboring countries around 1500 kilometers from our borders. And this system is giving a very precise location information. In fact, I can tell you it has the location capability better than GPS. Although in your mobile, the signals of NAVIC are very limited. In fact, very few mobile companies are providing the signals of or receivers of the NAVIC basically for location information. But in futures, we are expecting that more mobile companies will come forward, and these signals will be available for the common man as well. Right now, the NAVIC system is already available for defense and other government users, and for this purpose, they are not now dependent on the outside agency like US or NASA or maybe some other agencies, but they are using the Indian system for their navigation applications. Then we have the remote sensing. Already we are discussing about this technology in many lectures. Remote sensing is basically it is using the satellites or aerial platform to capture the information about the Earth's surface using electronic sensors. Those sensors are deployed in these satellites, and these sensors are measured majorly on the optical sensors, microwave sensors, or thermal sensors, and they are sensing the Earth information and then transferring these signals to our Earth station, and then we are basically processing this data, and then we are correcting these images with respect to height, and this correction of these images with respect to height is known as a digital orthorectifications. And once these data products are available, then we can use this product basically for mapping purpose. So we can generate the beautiful map by using this data. Then GIS, already I discussed about it. It is a very important technology. it has the capability for the input, storage, manipulation, analysis, and display of geographical data. When I say the display of the geographical data, it can display as a 2D map or two-dimensional map and three-dimensional map. So I can generate the augmented reality or virtual reality models, and I can visualize how my area looks like from the space. So these are the capabilities of the system. So in this GIS, basically we handle three types of data. Basically two types of data. One is called attribute data. Second is called spatial data. Again, in the spatial data, we have two another data models. One is called raster data model. Second is called vector data model. Now, quickly, I will tell you what does it mean. Suppose you are taking the satellite-based observations, or maybe observation through drones or aircraft. So you will capture the basically image, either through the optical sensors or maybe microwave or thermal sensors. If I take the example of the optical sensors, this image looks like a normal photograph taken by my mobile or any camera. In these photographs, so I can identify the different geographical features like buildings, I can identify the roads, I can identify the trees, I can identify many other features. But the satellite image can give me only the footprint of a geographical object. And this footprint only can give you the area distributions. And if satellites are capable to generate the 3D view of the surface, then sometime I can get the 3D view of the object as well. But the satellite cannot give you me the characteristics of this particular object. For example, if I have the this footprint of the building, definitely I can say that it is a building, but I cannot say either this building belongs to a school or belongs to a private building, or it is a shopping center or XYZ. But this information has to be collected from the ground. So generally, if I have this information with me, so what I can do, I can store this information as attribute data. And once I have this attribute data with me, then I can attach this attribute data with this footprint, and then I can make, or I can prepare a complete data of the building footprint of my locality. So this way the data will be prepared. And once the attribute data is linked with the footprint of an object in a satellite image, then this data will be called the GIS data. So when we are extracting the footprint from the satellite, and this is called as a spatial data, and this footprint can be stored in two ways. One is called a vector data, second is called as a raster data. So when it is a vector, you know that when vector means we are drawing a boundaries, or basically we use three basic geometries, that is called point, line, and polygon, to represent any geographical object in our surface. If these three geometries are used, then we call it as a vector data. If the data is stored in the form of the image, that where the information is stored in the form of the picture element, that is called pixel. This is same as the photograph taken by your mobile. It is called as a raster image. It's a raster data. So these are the two data models generally what we practice in the GIS. And when we have this data inside the computer system and connected with the attribute data, then we can do many data analysis or analytics on this data. And these analytics are very useful or helpful for many applications. So this is basics about the different type of data in GIS. This is the example of the satellite image. This is a satellite data taken by our own satellite of ISRO called the Cartosat 3. And I can tell you this is one of the best quality satellite sensors available in the globe today. It has the capability to capture the image on 27 centimeter spatial resolution. What does it mean? 27 centimeter spatial resolution means when I'm capturing the satellite data or data from the satellite, I can detect two objects separately if they are located in 27 centimeter distance. You can understand, if in Earth surface two objects are in 27 centimeter distance, then my satellite can capture it as a separate object. So these are the capabilities here, and this is a photograph or image taken by our Cartosat satellite of this Khalifa International Stadium. So you can see very nicely all the objects are visible here, and I can see the cars basically in the parking areas, and I can count these cars. In fact, I can tell also what type of car it is. It is a sedan, it is a SUV car, either it is a bus. This kind of detections also can be done by using this kind of satellite data. Now, this is another capability of satellite-based sensor and GIS. If I integrate together, So this kind of 3D view of any area I can generate. So I'm taking you toward this Chardham region of Uttarakhand. So you can see this is a glacier. This is a Gomukh glacier, or maybe Gangotri glacier. This is the location of Gomukh. In this fly-through, which is generated by using GIS, basically what we did, we have captured the satellite imagery from our Cartosat satellite, and then we generate the 3D model that is called digital elevation model. In this 3D model, we drag the satellite image and then generate this beautiful fly-through. And I can generate this kind of fly-through for any area in the world. It's not only about India or not only about the Himalaya. This was our interest for the just for education purpose to the student. Sometime we are generating this kind of fly-throughs basically to understand the geography. So here you can see the how precisely this information is extracted. This is a Kedarnath temple you can see here. And here after that you can understand the terrain, you can understand the valley, you can also generate the contours, you can generate the slope map, and these all the maps can be generated by using GIS technology. And for any area, if I have this kind of beautiful data where I can do my measurements, it's not only a video. When I'm generating this kind of data, then I should be able to generate the vertical height so that I can measure the height of the mountain. I should also have the capability to design basically a horizontal distance. I can generate the 3D models where I can understand if there is a chance of formation of any lake, how much water I can hold here, so that I can build a plan for the like a dam construction and all. Similarly, so many type of applications can be built here. This is a typical example of this Chardham regions. For your knowledge, I am displaying it here. Please be remember, you can generate this kind of fly-through of any part of the globe by using the open satellite data. It's not limited to our own Indian satellite. Here you can go to the Google Earth, you can go to ISRO Bhuvan portals. These capabilities are there. Tomorrow, when my colleague Mr. Kamal will be giving you the some demonstration or experiment, that time we'll see that how this kind of data generations are possible by using the open platforms. So these are the capabilities. You know that sometimes people say that what is the capability of India? And from this site, our speakers are also telling that India is one of the best or one of the top space agencies in the world. We say that we are top 5. Why we say it? You see the capability of India, what we have today. So this is a satellite image captured by our own satellite. This is from the Google map. I think they have taken from the NASA, some data from the other space agencies. If you compare, then you can say that our data is equally good. But where is the gap? Because if you see the data of other satellites, because they have the good funds, they have many programs, and they are launching the constellation of satellite, like 100 satellite, 200 satellite. So they are able to capture the more amount of data in that more frequently. But in case of our case, we have a limited resources, limited budget availability. So what we do, only right now the 6 satellite in Cartosat missions are there in orbit. And if you try to understand how much data a satellite can capture in a one time, it's around 10 to 15 square kilometer area only, because these satellites are located around your 600 kilometer from Earth's surface. And from there, if they are basically capturing the image, then they have to transfer this data to our Earth station. And the distance is very, very large. And then data transfer rate will be limited. That time, we cannot transfer the data more than 15 square kilometer area. So if you require the entire Indian coverage on this high resolution data, then you require more number of satellites. Right now, 6 satellites are there. In futures, now since we are inviting the industry or private agencies to come forward to launch the satellite for India, so that we'll have the better coverage or better data for different planning activity. But as far as technological capabilities are concerned, India is having the capability, and in fact, our sensors are one of the best sensors in the world. And these sensors, well, this is one example what I'm trying to show you here. Now, suppose you want to understand or you want to learn this technology in your school subject. So generally, what is our understanding right now? The students, those are studying the geography, science, computer science, information technology, mathematics, economics, and life science. So they can opt this as a career opportunity. In fact, all these students can learn very easily this technology, and they can basically explore the satellite imagery for different type of applications. There are a lot of career opportunities are there, and these are the few subjects, but not restricted. If you are not teaching or your students are not from this subject, I cannot say that they cannot go for or they cannot explore this imagery. Absolutely, they can do it. But in general, what is the trend right now? The students from these backgrounds are doing very good, and they are basically learning this concept or this technology very quickly. So where they can build their careers, these are some areas. If they are teaching they are learning the computer science, then they can be a GIS database administrator, GIS software developer, web mapping developers. In GIS science, they can go to data scientists. They can basically for conservation activities, foresters, archaeologists, earth scientists, geologists, photogrammetrists, remote sensing scientists, meteorological scientists or meteorologists. So they can be in these domains. They can be educators as well. They can also teach these topics or these technologies to the new generation of the different thematic domain. In the industrial side, we have seen that the industries those are working in the surveying, they are basically offering job in this domain. Computer science, in fact, we have seen that the IT companies in the most of these software companies these days are having their own GIS cell. They are recruiting the people with skills of GIS basically for their own project or development projects. Engineering areas, engineering companies, informatics, geology, mining, health sector as well. I have seen that many health agencies are now recruiting the people with the GIS background. So these are some of the areas where there is a good career opportunity, especially in this domain. As for the market is concerned, we have seen that the market is also good. Here, it's a very significant growth is seen here in the domain of GIS or the spatial data science. Here, there are many market opportunities for GIS data collectors, total station survey, LIDAR surveying, and GNSS antenna software, function like mapping, surveying, navigation, location-based services in end user, the agriculture, construction, transportation, utilities, mining activities, and so on. So in that way, if you see that the compound annual growth rate of GIS is around, we are seeing that it's around 17 or 18 billion dollar per year, something like that. So you can see that it has the good opportunities. That's why in India also government is basically promoting this space technology, and we are inviting many startups or the new generation to look this or to explore this area as a career opportunity. So how you can enhance or how you can learn GIS as careers, you have to continue a habit of lifelong educations. What is happening today, there may be some limitation of the literature or learning resources, because since technology is very new, so you have to basically explore the possibility of the online technology or online platforms. So you have to continuously keep on participating in the online courses and lifelong learning process. If you have this kind of attitude, you can definitely look for this option. You have to consider certifications like what we are conducting this program for you. In future, many such programs will come from not only from ISRO, some other space agencies or some companies will come forward. So you look for these courses. Definitely these courses will help you to enhance your skill. Interact with your peers, very important. If you are learning this technology or trying to understand, you cannot be expert in one session or in one course. You have to keep on interacting with your peers and your colleagues. Those are basically in this profession, so that you can build better career. So share your knowledge, take your interaction with your GIS peers to the next level by participating on knowledge sharing, and play in the sandbox. That is a very, very important. Suppose you are today learning a specific GIS software or maybe specific remote sensing or satellite data processing software. You can be expert on that software, but you have to look into other opportunities, other software capabilities, other data capabilities. For example, suppose you are working on the satellite image of ISRO like a Cartosat data, but you should also know that what is available in WorldView or Sentinel-2, which are the mission of the European Space Agency and NASA. So that way, what we say that you should not restrict yourself with a limited technology or a single technology. Keep on exploring the things, because today we are very fortunate in this generation that the things are available live, online. So So whatever you are learning, suppose in this course, we are teaching many technologies. You should take it forward. That is a very, very important thing. So whatever you are learning, maybe we are teaching hundreds of topics, but you are learning only 10 or 10% of it. It's fine, no problem. You go ahead. So participate in another program so that the better understanding will be developed in you, and so that you'll continue your learning process. Now, this is about technology. This is about some experience of ours. Now, suppose you are developing some interest in this domain. So what are the sources of the data? From where I can get this data? So very interestingly, what is happening last 10 years, we have seen that many space agencies are now giving their satellite data free of cost to the users. You can download this data without paying any cost. Earlier days, it was very costly thing. It was basically restricted to a scientist and researcher. They only used to use this satellite data. But today the scenario has changed. You talk about the Earth observation related to our Earth. You talk about the data on the planetary missions like Chandrayaan. We have the Mars orbiter missions. All these data sets are freely available for the student and research community. In India, what we have seen that the people are not aware of it. So that's why we are including such kind of sessions for you. So if you take the example of Chandrayaan-2 mission, you know that Chandrayaan-2 mission was one of the very, very popular missions which has grabbed the attention of many researchers and student community worldwide. And you may be knowing that India has the credit to discover the water molecules in the lunar surface. Before the Chandrayaan mission or Chandrayaan-1 mission, it was assumed that there is no water in this lunar surface. But it is there. Hydrogen molecules are there. In fact, this discovery happened in our institute in Dehradun, and our former director, Dr. Chauhan, was one of the leading scientists on this kind of experiments. So now, whatever data is required for this kind of R&D are free. It's available in open domain. We invite all you teachers, all your science teachers and your students, please download this data and try to explore. Maybe you can discover something for the science. You can discover something for the community. So this is our basically purpose to give you the awareness about it. I will give you some of the examples here. These are the portals, websites, you may be knowing about it, like a Google. Google is giving a lot of satellite data free of cost to the user community, 2D data, 3D data. You look into this data with a different perspective. You see that what kind of additional information I can extract from this website. Of course, this is a commercial website. It may not allow you to download the data, but there are websites which will allow you to download the data physically into your local computer as well. But these days, in the advancing science of technology, where we are talking about the cloud computation technology, where in coming times, what we are expecting that you'll be able to do all kind of data analytics and data processing in your mobile device. So that time computer may not required. So in that case, the cloud computations are becoming very, very important. Then Google is one of the leading company. Bing Map from Microsoft having a lot of data similar to Google Maps. Then OpenStreet. This is a very, very interesting website. You can download the maps of entire world on 1:10,000 scale. It's safe file, original data, free of cost. It's basically a project initiated by a gentleman from UK called Steve Coast in 2004. And today you can see that lot of data related to your locality is available free of cost here. Wikimapia is another geotagging platform. ISRO Bhuvan, in coming session, will be demonstrating you. This is one of the biggest data repository of India. Around 60 terabyte of satellite image and maps are freely available to the user community. It's a rich contents of India, the seamless availability of data from Indian satellites. And you please explore this website. The URL of the website is given here. Here, lot of data, lot of information about our own country is available free of cost to you. The mapping agency or maybe company like Map My India, they offer a lot of data. Indian NSDI, this is for metadata catalog and policy document. Bioresource related information is available in these portals. Biodiversity Information System, Indian Bioresource Information Network. These are two important websites. They are giving the information about the flora and fauna of India with their location information, where it is available. For suppose you are interested to know about where the Sanjeevani plant is available in the country, you can get information about the location. Sanjeevani is one of the most, what I can say is a medicinal plant which is documented in our history very well. But what is this plant actually? So this is an example I'm giving you. So you can get this information about these all kind of flora and fauna from this website. Water source related information India is available for India Water Source Information System. So rich data contents for water resource of India. Either you talk about the groundwater or surface water, it's freely available. In fact, initially this system was developed by ISRO, and now it's basically updated and maintained by Central Water Commission of India. Please explore this website. National Informatics Center also has basically made available a lot of data on the village level tagging on information, the GIS domain under their Bharat Map initiative. This is a very interesting website where you can get the census data linked with your village boundaries. So very interesting things. You can get this data from here. In addition to that, we have the satellite data repositories globally. Just a few of the satellite data repositories I have listed here. I will not read it because I'm going to share this slide under the e-class portals, under the study material, so you can download it. But quickly I will tell you, just like suppose you are interested on the satellite data, please look into this website called USGS Earth Explorer. This is URL of the website. They provide the satellite data from the Landsat mission of NASA, space satellite like Corona missions, and hyperspectral data from Hyperion mission. Free of cost, you can download the data. Sentinel Hub access or open access hub. This is from European Space Agency. This is one of the best quality satellite data available free of cost to the users. So 10 meters spatial resolution. Every 10 days they update the data. That is called Sentinel-2 data that you can download it. NASA Earth Data Search. This is for derived data and land cover data. NOAA Data Access Viewer, source of authoritative data sets along the coast. The coastal data is available in this website. Digital Globe Open Program and Geo Airbus Defense. These are the two commercial companies. They are selling the satellite data, but still for your experiment, some data they are offering free of cost. The world's top satellites or most popular satellite called we have the Pleiades, we have the GeoEye, we have the Spot or RapidEye. These satellite data are available for students for their experiments. Suppose you want to learn how to process the satellite data. You want to learn how to extract the information from satellite image. So some sample data they are providing free of cost, and they are very high resolution data. So please look into this and download this data and try to understand what kind of information I can extract from here. NASA class is a library of satellite imagery, comprehensive large array data steward system, we call it. Oceanic imagery, atmospheric imagery, and environmental and climate. And very interestingly, they update this data on regular basis. These are not one-time data. So up-to-date data also is available there in this repository. From India side, we have a very important website called Bhuvan. It's a Bhuvan Indian Geo platform, ISRO. We developed this platform in 2009. It's a rich contents and seamless availability of multi-temporal, multi-resolution satellite data for entire Indian regions. In addition to satellite data, you can also download the thematic maps from this website. So right now we are focusing India and our neighboring countries, but it is one of the very, very rich data repository as per the satellite data and thematic maps are concerned. So during this course, we'll have some demonstration on this particular portal called Bhuvan. But from your side, I request all the teachers, please explore that, what ISRO is offering from here. You will be amazed that it's a lot of data about your locality, your areas are available. That is up-to-date data. I will give you the example of a program called Manrega program. So one of the very, very popular program in the rural areas. Suppose you want to understand that what type of different development activities are being executed under Manrega program in my village. At what location, what kind of constructions are being done in Bhuvan, you can explore it. All the geotagging is being done and you can explore the area and localities. And you can also see what is the capability of Indian satellite as per the Earth observation is concerned. So please explore it. In addition to that, some few more slides, this data sources I have listed here. I'm not going to read it. Please explore it. Otherwise, if you search in Google, you'll be getting hundreds of thousands of websites and you'll be getting confused. The objective of this session is basically to give you a concrete or concise information so that you will be pinpointing on these resources for your knowledge enhancement. Now, this is about the GIS and data sources. Now we'll come to the next component of my presentation is concept of active learning and online learning platforms. Suppose you want to learn this technology. Who will teach you? Where the contents are available? How you will continue your learning process by sitting in your school or in your home. So now for this purpose also the world is open now because lot of knowledge, lot of information is available. But if you search in normal YouTube or maybe in search engine, you'll be getting confused. In fact, you'll be not knowing that which information is authentic, because so many people are developing the videos, but you need the authentic information. The authentic knowledge is very, very important, so that you have to look into the concerned experts. You have to see the organizations, those are basically working in this area. So here I'll be introducing you with this concept, but you all are teachers. You know that what is the best method of teaching and what is the best method of learning. I cannot teach you this particular topic, but for this general continuity of my presentation, I kept few slides, how basically the teaching learning process should grow. So I kept few slides here. So quickly I will run through all these things as well. Now you know that fitness model of learning. So one thing is we learn during our school days, but this learning process should continue. This process should continue in lifelong. So generally in today's environment, these three models are very popular, called as a work-based learning. One is wherever we are working, so whatever we do it, after doing some activities, we can learn it. This is called work-based learning. E-learning is emerging as another mode of interesting learning, which is called as sometimes also called as collaborative learnings. Or here, it's basically increase the interest and the applications, but low tolerance for the failures, issue of adaptability and all are there. But self-motivation is very important here, because e-learning mode of learning, lot of contents will be available. In fact, teachers are not there to guide you, to motivate you, but if it is there, motivation or self-motivation is there, the e-learning also is becoming very, very popular for the learners. And regular skill developments are very, very important, because whatever I learn today, if I'm not updating my knowledge, after maybe sometimes I will be outdated. In that case, it will be very difficult for me to sustain my knowledge or to be always there in this domain or area. So continuous upgradations are required. In fact, the online platforms can help and greatly help us to do this kind of knowledge upgradation. So active learning is basically the concept where we involve the learners. So rather than simply listening to lectures, they basically do some activities. And you know that this is a normal process that if you are getting involved in the learning process, so our knowledge or basically retention will be very high. So that's why in this program also we are keeping the quiz. So why this quiz is there? It's not basically testing your knowledge. It is basically your engagement, your involvement in the learning process, so that you'll better understand whatever we are discussing in the sessions, so that you'll be basically getting involved there. So quiz could be one of the mode of involving the learners in the learning process, but there are many other methods. So basically the active learning is the concept where we involve the learners in the learning process. This is a simple online active learning systems, what we study here, and then same thing we are trying to implement it. So here you can see that in the human beings, so 10% what they read, the reading will basically retain only 10%, 30% what we see, like videos, only 30% can retain in our mind, 50% what they hear and see, like e-courses, audio and video based learning, what we are conducting right now, the retention is only 50%, but 70% what they say and write, whatever you say, whatever you are writing, so this will basically retain around 70% in your mind, but 90% what they do. So simulation, gaming, experiments is very, very important. So here, although here a lot of new technological developments are required, ISRO is trying to develop the content in the simulation format and gaming purpose, so that the learners can quickly learn this science or this complex space technology very easily by sitting in their place. But this is a very, very important system what we have to understand before designing any online course or online content to the learners. Now, this is not important. Now here, what is the role of internet? Internet is playing a very, very important role, and we have seen this internet technology. It is considered as one of the youngest technology in the world. In fact, the commercialization of this technology started in 1990 time period. So last 30 years, you can see that where this technology has reached today. So I'm sitting somewhere in Dehradun, and you are across the country, you are sitting and you are connected with us, you are listening to us. You see the power of this technology. So this technology has grown very significantly, and today we are seeing that the worldwide, out of around 7.6 billion people living in this world, 5.1 billion people are already using this technology. Then you can see how quickly it has increased. This slide is showing that the number of users basically connected with the internet today, and Asia is having the largest share here, of course, because large number of populations are living here. But it's a very, very interesting development. If it happens in the next coming 10 years, we'll be seeing that majority of our activity will be online. We'll be talking about the virtual things, virtual reality models. So this is the things what is going to happen. In fact, the education area or education domain has also very quickly adopted this technology, and during this COVID time, we have seen that how nicely, how quickly the teachers and the student has adopted it, and they basically continue their learning process. But yes, in this country, we have some limitation of the connectivity or bandwidth in the rural areas. That is basically a different issue. It's a policy issues or government level issues. If connectivity is available in the remotest part of the country, then I think education or sharing of the knowledge cannot be limited things. We can connect, we can reach to maximum people because technology is there, and internet can help us in the online education system as well. So there are different type of mode of learning in the internet, where synchronous e-learning, asynchronous, linear learning, collaborative learning, these technologies are there, and the online educators are basically implementing these technologies. But generally, in this COVID time, what I have seen that we depended only the synchronous e-learning only. It's a real-time class conduction only. But this is not all about online education. In online education, there are many, many things what we have to develop, we have to implement so that it will become more effective to the learners. But in the COVID time, we have seen that online lecturing, conducting the class, up to that we are limited. But please remember here, please believe me on that, these advanced technologies of gaming, simulations, are very, very, very useful for the student. If you develop this kind of games and simulation for them, you can simplify the learning process for your students. So what we are doing from ISRO, basically we are conducting this program. You are already participating. I hope you must have now some idea that what ISRO is doing. Basically, we have a program called IIRS or ISRO Outreach Program. So through the distance learning mode, we initially launched these programs after launch of satellite called EduSat in 2004. Our EduSat program for the student and the academic institutions we started in 2007, and then slowly we develop, and then from the satellite-based communication to move to the internet-based platforms. And now we are also conducting a program called e-learning program using massive online courses, content delivery through educational videos. All these activity we do here. We have a different platforms for the live and interactive programs, online learnings. These are some indigenous system what we develop in India are open. You can visit this website. You can get information about our programs. Right now, more than 3,000 academic institutions are connected with us in India. So we are conducting the program for them on regular basis. We have published our course calendar for year. You can visit our website and you can see in the future what kind of programs we are going to conduct. There, you will see that more than 35 or 30 programs every year we conduct for different type of users through the online board. So you can see here, these education institutions are from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Gujarat to your northeast region. You can see this map. A lot of institutions are connected with us. I invite all the teachers, please connect or register your school also here in this program so that you can run our program in your classes. In group, student can get the courses from ISRO. So free courses open to all. If you feel some program may be useful, I cannot say that all the program will be useful for the student because we are targeting the different type of users. So you can see that based on the content, you can decide which program is useful for a student. And these classes we are conducting around 4 o'clock evening time, afternoon time. So that time we feel that most of your academic activity will be over. So if you sit for 1 hour during that time, you can learn many things from the expert from our organization, or maybe sometime we are calling expert from outside India as well. If you see the users, when we start, it was very humble beginning of 1,200 students per year. But last year in COVID time, in 2020, we basically trained around 1,51,000 participants. In 2021, this number has grown to 1,93,000. And this year already around 40,000 people already we trained it, but we are expecting more number will continue. But of course, in COVID time, when there was a lockdown, we have seen a lot of interest from the people, but now they are back to their job. So of course, this number will slightly reduce, but we are seeing that still there is a lot of interest. We have our own indigenous learning platform like eClass, what you are taking. So we are very closely monitoring your activities and your feedbacks, everything, which are very important for us for improvement of the programs. So these are the nodal center. This is one photographs you can see here, how the classes are being conducted by these academic institutions, 3,100 I'm telling you. So in group, students are sitting, our lectures are live, and they can ask the question to the faculty, and it's very interesting programs. In fact, in addition to academic institutions, many government departments are also connected with us. This is complete flow. I will not tell you how the programs are basically available. It's available in internet as well. So you can see the different programs and group of students. And it's not new thing for us. Last around 14 years, we are conducting this program. But of course, last 2 years, it became very popular. But I request you, please join and take the benefit of these programs. We also launched a website in Hindi language. Somebody told me during this session also, and in fact, I'm getting the questions, why you are teaching in English? You know that because we are teaching in English, because contents are available in English. Second is, in India, in education system, still the English is being used by majority of boards, education boards and states. That's why we opted this English as a language. But there is no problem. We are developing the content in Hindi language also. In Hindi right now, what is happening, we are conducting 2 courses per year. One is in the month of January. Second is the month of September, where we basically celebrate the Hindi Pakhwada. तो उसके बाद जो हमने बनाया है, जो भी हिंदी से आते हैं, उनके लिए बताना चाहता हूं कि आप इस वेबसाइट को देखें, antariksgyan.irs.gov.in को. इसमें जितने भी कंटेंट्स हमने स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी, स्पेस साइंस से रिलेटेड हैं, उनको हिंदी के माध्यम से आपके लिए बनाया हुआ है. आप इसको देखिए और विजिट करिए वेबसाइट्स को, और फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट हैं आपके लिए. आप सारे पीडीएफ डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. आप उसके साथ साथ इन वीडियोस को वॉच कर सकते हैं और देख सकते हैं कि एक्सपर्ट ने किस तरह हिंदी में आपको स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में बताया. प्लीज विजिट करिए और अपना फीडबैक आप हमको दे सकते हैं. नाउ कम टू द training programs. This is called ISET. This is a very important announcement for all you teachers. Please remember this website. Under this website, we have announced a program called Space Science and Technology for School Student. Right now, the registrations are open, and we have a limited seat, and we announced this program for first come and first services. Last year, around 1 lakh students are registered for this program. This year, the registrations are open, and we are expecting that this process will continue. And I invite all of you, please inform your student to join this program. This program, we are going to start from June 6th. And that time, many innovative contents we are developing for the students so that they can learn this technology and they can enhance their knowledge and they can look for this opportunity of space as a career. So this is our objective in this program. Please ask your student to register here. So for different levels of students, we have the contents, and these contents will be available in this website. These are the e-learning initiative. Yes, another important thing I would like to tell you about the School Bhuvan. This is another website what ISRO has developed. You can search in your internet in Google also. So here, the syllabus of geography, class 9th onward, we have digitized and made available as a satellite data in background. You can understand the maps and their behaviors, and you can teach the geography by using School Bhuvan platform. It's approved by NCERT. In fact, I request all the geography teachers, please explore this particular portal and see how you can use this portal for teaching purpose in your school. We also developed the e-learning content based on your NCERT syllabus of class 9th onward. This is the website on which these contents are hosted. There is a section called NCERT. Please go there and see. And you can learn the remote sensing in GIS in simplest language. We develop our own copyright contents and we publish it free of cost to you. I request all the teachers, please explore this content also. And these contents are very useful for you, are very useful for your student to learn the concept of the remote sensing in GIS. We also develop a knowledge repository where all the video sessions are uploaded. And you can search for ISRO Digital Knowledge Repository and under the e-learning portal of the IIRS, and there also the video contents are hosted for your. Last slide I am keeping basically for another initiative by Japanese space agency called JAXA Space Education Center. I personally feel that it is one of the very good initiative by JAXA. In fact, we have also conducted some program in collaboration with JAXA for school children's. Please visit their website. They are conducting many programs. In fact, they have a good funding programs also. for the developing countries. You can also look for some fundings for their visit and all. So they have a good learning contents on space science and technology for the school student. So there also they do a lot of experiment so that the student can show some interest or can do some experiment at their in school level itself. So please see it. This is one thing what I would like to communicate here. With this, I conclude or complete my session.